What if I told you that two people with the exact same income, the exact same job, and the exact same spending habits could end up paying over $200,000 differently on the exact same house? And the only difference between them is 7 digits on a credit report. That is not a hypothetical. That is happening to millions of people right now, and there is a very good chance it is happening to you. I have spent years studying how the credit system actually works, not the watered-down version they teach in a 1-hour personal finance class, but the real mechanics underneath the surface. The stuff the credit industry would honestly prefer you never figured out. Here is what I am going to show you today. By the time this video ends, you are going to understand 5 specific features built directly into the credit scoring system that can move your score dramatically faster than anything your bank has ever suggested. And I am saving the most powerful one for the very end, because once you hear it, everything else will click into place. Point 1. Why everything you have been told about building credit is technically true but practically useless. You have heard the advice 1,000 times. Pay your bills on time, do not max out your cards, be patient, wait for your score to slowly climb like bread rising in an oven, and look, that advice is not wrong. But it is incomplete in a way that costs you serious money. Every single month you sit in the fair or average credit category instead of excellent, you are paying what I call the credit score tax. Higher interest on your car loan, worse rates on your mortgage, bigger deposits on apartments. That tax adds up to tens of thousands of dollars over your lifetime, and the slow conventional path keeps you paying it far longer than you need to. Banks love this timeline. A customer with a 680 score is a more profitable customer than someone with a 780. There is zero incentive for them to help you level up quickly, which brings us to the strategy hiding in plain sight. Point 2. Authorized user trade lines, the mechanism banks understand but never explain. Here is how credit scores are actually built. About 35% of your score is payment history. Another 30% is credit utilization, meaning how much of your available credit you are currently using. And roughly 15% is the length of your credit history, how old your accounts are on average. Most people assume that last factor is locked. You cannot control time, right? Your accounts are as old as they are, and that is that. Wrong. Here is what most people do not know. When someone adds you as an authorized user on their credit card account, that account's entire history transfers onto your credit report. The age of the account, the payment record, the available limit, all of it appears as if you have been part of that account since the day it was opened. So if your parent or a trusted family member has a credit card they opened 20 years ago with perfect payment history and a low balance, and they add you as an authorized user today, your credit report now shows a 20-year-old account with spotless history. Overnight, your average account age could jump by a decade. Your available credit could double or triple. One woman used this exact approach and went from a 621 credit score to a 761 in just over 90 days. That jump saved her over $200,000 in mortgage interest. Same house, same income, different knowledge. The authorized user strategy is completely legal. Both FICO and VantageScore officially incorporate authorized user accounts into their calculations. Major issuers like Chase, American Express, Bank of America, Capital One, and Discover all report these accounts to the credit bureaus. The key is choosing the right account. It must have perfect payment history, low utilization, ideally under 10%, and it should be old. The older the better. The primary account holder does not even need to give you a physical card. The credit benefit transfers regardless. Point 3. The utilization timing trick that almost nobody knows about. Still with me? Good, because this next part is where most people go wrong, even the ones who think they are already doing everything right. Here is the counterintuitive truth about credit utilization. Your utilization ratio is not measured when you pay your bill. It is measured on your statement closing date. So here is the scenario. You put $2,000 on a card with a $3,000 limit. You pay it off every single month, never carry a balance, never pay a cent of interest. Responsible, right? But if that $2,000 balance is sitting there when your statement closes, the bureaus see 67% utilization and your score gets hammered for it. The fix is simple but powerful. Pay your balance down before your statement closing date, not just before the due date. These are two completely different dates and most people have no idea. If your balance is sitting at $50 when the statement closes, you are reporting under 2% utilization. Your score can jump 20 to 40 points within a single billing cycle just from this one timing adjustment. Set a reminder in your phone a few days before each statement closes. This costs you nothing and requires zero lifestyle changes. Point 4. The credit limit increase strategy banks quietly ignore. Utilization is a ratio. You can shrink it by lowering your balance, which is obvious. But you can also shrink it by raising your credit limit, which most people never think about. Here is the thing, many credit card issuers, especially American Express, will grant significant credit limit increases without pulling a hard inquiry on your credit report. They use a soft pull, which means your score is completely unaffected by the request. So you ask for an increase, they say yes, your available credit doubles, your utilization ratio drops in half, and your score goes up without you changing a single spending habit. The strategy here is simple. Request a limit increase from every card you have, roughly every 6 to 12 months. Over time, someone who started with $10,000 in total available credit can build that up to $50,000 or more simply by asking. Banks do not advertise this because higher limits eventually benefit you more than them. They prefer you stay right where the math keeps you profitable. Point 5. Strategic account management. You are probably doing this backwards. Here is a belief that most people hold that is only partially true. Never close any credit card because it will hurt your score. The more accurate version is this: closing your oldest account will hurt you. Closing a newer account that is dragging down your average account age might actually help you. That random store card you opened 4 years ago for a 15% discount and never used again. If it is pulling your average account age down while providing nothing in return, closing it might be the smarter move. Do an audit of every account you have. Your oldest card should stay open forever, even if you only use it once a year to keep it active. Everything else deserves a real look. Now here is the part most people miss entirely, and this is the payoff for staying with me until now. There is something called rapid rescoring, and it is one of the most powerful tools in the credit world, and almost no consumer knows it exists. When you are in the middle of a mortgage application, time is critical. Changes you make to your credit normally take 1 to 2 billing cycles to show up on your report. But your mortgage lender can actually request that the credit bureaus update your report within 72 hours based on documentation you provide. Pay off a card balance today, submit proof to your lender, and that updated zero balance can be reflected on your credit report by the end of the week, before your loan gets finalized. Rapid rescoring is not available directly to you as a consumer. It only works through an active mortgage lender during a live application, but knowing it exists changes everything about how you time your credit moves. Do not clean up your credit 6 months before you apply and then watch the benefits slowly fade. Make your big moves right before or during the application window. Use rapid rescoring through your lender, and you can see 50 to 80 point jumps during the process itself. The combination of becoming an authorized user, paying down balances, requesting limit increases, and timing it all around rapid rescoring can completely transform your mortgage rate offer in real time. The deeper truth here is this: the credit scoring system was not built for you, it was built by lenders to serve lenders. It measures risk for banks, not opportunity for consumers. The institutions that profit from your credit score have every incentive to keep the mechanics mysterious and slow. The faster you improve your score, the faster you escape their high-interest products. That is why none of this gets advertised. That is why your bank has never sat you down and explained authorized user accounts or utilization timing or rapid rescoring. It is not a conspiracy, it is just business. But the rules of the game are knowable, and once you know them, you can play entirely differently. So here is my question for you. Which of these 5 strategies have you already been doing, and which ones completely blindsided you? Drop it in the comments below. I read every single one, and I genuinely want to know where you're starting from. If this video gave you even one thing that could save you thousands of dollars over the next few years, hit subscribe, because this channel exists to give you the financial knowledge that the industry profits from keeping quiet. Every week we break down real strategies, real numbers, and real outcomes for people exactly like you. And if you want to keep going right now, check out our video on how to negotiate your interest rates down even on existing debt, because that one pairs perfectly with everything we just covered. Your score is about to look very different. Let's get to work.